Sorry, Instagram. Oh, that's funny. I totally had the camera face the wrong way. Hi, guys, it's me. It's Emily. It's MTV Live. Here I am following through on my nightly commitment to go live every Monday through Friday from now until November 27th. Why November 27th? Because that's the last day of the mastermind I'm running, and we're all making different commitments. And mine was to go live every Monday through Friday. Oh, geez, phone. Sorry, Insta. My phone's dying. It's a little later than usual tonight, folks. Just had a lovely catch-up session with my cousin. We had a family friend pass away recently, and we were just reminiscing and healing and talking about his memorial that we're going to be going to next month, and had to work out, childcare details and stuff. All the mom life, hashtag family stuff. Okay, but the topic tonight, folks, is I was thinking about, what is it that when I think about these topics, when I think about what do I want to talk about on EmTV Live and what would be beneficial, one of the things that I always ask myself and think about is, what am I going through right now? What are some of the lessons that I'm keeping myself present to? What are some of the tools that I use to keep my life on track and myself moving forward and keep me in alignment and happy? And so I was thinking about one of the things that has been really serving me lately, and it's this concept of, love yourself first and love yourself most. And I think a lot of people can be people pleasers in their life, and I think that there are a lot of particularly women and in particular mothers who are so used to putting everybody else first. Hi, Yvette. We're so used to putting everybody else first that we forget what it means to fill our own cup. We forget what it means to put our needs first. We put the kids first, we put our spouses first, we put our careers first. And sometimes what that means is that the world gets what's left over of you, right? They don't get the best of you, they get what's left over. And so there's this concept of, you've probably heard it before, filling your cup first to the point where it's overflowing so that you have more to give to the people in your life, to the passions in your life, to your career, to your friends, to your family. And so one of the ways in which I like to remind myself or to check in with myself if I'm doing that is this concept of love myself first, love myself most. Am I loving myself first in this situation? And am I loving myself the most in this situation? And back in the 90s, this would have been considered like a radical, selfish thing for a woman to do. But I think the times are changing. We're starting to see what the benefits are of people putting their self-care as a priority, taking time for themselves, being nurturing of themselves so that they can be nurturing to others. And so, one of the ways that this came up for me recently was, now this feels like the borderline, the vulnerable share coming. Drum roll, please. So as most of you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, I'm going through a divorce, an amicable divorce, a loving divorce as possible, as much as that's possible. And it's not easy, there's the being single, the starting to date again, all of the flood of interesting things that come with that. And one of the things that I've been constantly reminding myself about is to remember that I'm in a relationship with me first. Before I'm in a relationship with anybody else, I'm in a relationship with myself. And if I want to create a partner in my life, if I want to be fulfilled with something, I have to first be fulfilled with me. I have to talk to myself the way I would want a partner to talk to me. I have to love myself the way I would want somebody to love me. And this isn't always easy because we're trained to look for external validation. You know, if you guys watched my live from yesterday, it was about who do you trust the most? And are you trusting other people more than you trust yourself? And so how can you be in more trust with yourself? So this dovetails nicely into loving yourself first and loving yourself most, right? Of course, we long for that like human connection and, you know, the something that can be only created when there's two people involved. This is why we love relationship, right? But there's also something to be said about when you can be fiercely loving of yourself, fiercely accepting of yourself, fiercely like in powerful relationship with yourself, where you have grace, you're practicing grace, you're practicing acceptance, you're practicing humor and being able to laugh at yourself. And I think that this is a beautiful gateway into actually creating things in your life that are more fulfilling than perhaps they currently are. So the essence of the lesson, the way I can sort of sum it up, is using this concept of love yourself first, love yourself most as the threshold, as the barometer, right? Am I loving myself the most right now? Am I putting myself first, and am I loving myself first? And am I loving myself most, right? Or am I putting it externally outside of myself and not working on filling my own cup? So another way that I've been putting this into practice recently is I've been doing a lot of like self-care. And I do self-care. I think that self-care is primarily, first and foremost, how you talk to yourself. So noticing when you are berating yourself, noticing when you're listening to the inner critic. Not that the inner critic's ever going to go away. It's just, is that the voice that you're listening to? Is the inner critic the place from which you're making the choices in your life? And so this is first and foremost self-care. But then there's other forms of self-care, like physical self-care. I'm seeing 2 different chiropractors right now that help me with different things. One is like a snap, crackle, pop chiropractor, and one is like rewiring the neural pathways that are traveling through your cervical spine. Not snap, crackle, pop, like much more, I don't even know how you explain it. So I just won't. But anyways, other forms of self-care, it's like, what can you be doing to support your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body? So seeing 2 chiropractors. I work with my own coach. I've been going for Clonics once a month. I'm drinking celery juice every morning. I am exercising out more I'm exercising out. It's a new term. If you haven't started exercising out, you should. I am working out almost every day. Endeavoring to sweat almost every day. These are different forms of self-care, right? How I am putting myself first, how I'm showing myself in the practice of loving myself, loving yourself first and loving yourself most. I went for my first float the other day. I did a live about, or did a little Facebook or Insta stories about that. If you guys saw it, I'd never done that before. And as I was going to the float, I was thinking like, wow, am I doing like a lot of like getting massages, going for floats, seeing the chiropractor, getting facials, drinking my celery juice, seeing the colon hydrotherapist, all of these different things that it was like, I almost had this like started to have this like guilty feeling like, oh, I'm doing too much for myself. And then I was like, I just had to kind of stop and chuckle at that. Like, isn't that crazy that I would actually think like it's too much self-care, you probably should stop? No, I think this is exactly what I need to be supporting myself to continue to take my life to the next level, to heal what I'm working on healing, to grow in the way that I want to grow. So giving yourself permission. My wish for you is to give yourself permission to love yourself first, love yourself most, and enjoy the ride. Hi, Apes. That's what I got for you guys. I love you. I'm sending you so much love from my heart to yours. And I'll be back tomorrow on Wednesday. I hope you guys have a beautiful evening. Bye for now. Ciao, 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 ciao.